So, what's up, children of the Rainbow Corn? It's your girl, Christina Storm, and we are on episode 2 of Reflections. I just wanted to, today I, realized something that a lot of people don't learn. I learned it, but you know how, like, you just have those moments where you relearn things. So, it's, about our episode today. It's going to be about reflection. That's why this is so significant. Like, yes, I made this right here. I made this, handmade this. Took me a couple of, like, if you add the hours, it took a couple of hours, but I made this by hand. So that's why I decided to show this on here. Reflections, just like the name of the show is, Reflections. If you see this from when I was cleaning the car earlier, like fixing the car, a piece on the car earlier. But reflections, we need them. Like, reflect on everything. Sometimes you just have those moments where you just feel overwhelmed. You feel like you have no control over something, or you just feel like, what am I doing wrong? Sometimes you just have to sit back, look at the whole picture, the bigger picture, as people say, the whole picture. Not just the stuff that you played a role in, or the things that you made it caused the ripple effect to happen, but also what other people have done, the habits that you have, the things that you like, things that you want, the goals that you've been working on in earth. Because sometimes you could be, for example, you can be working on a goal, and you could be doing everything for this goal to pop off and everything, but you're also doing something that cosmically just, or universally just, is holding you back, or is blocking you from that particular blessing, as the old elders say. And sometimes you have to sit back and reflect on what's going on. You know, what's really going on. You sit back and be like, girl, what's really going on? What's tea? You know what I'm saying? And that's what you got to do sometimes. Like, you know, so I realized that, not recently, but I'm going to say within the past couple of days, and I'm not going to say today, but within the past like week or so, I realized I had to reflect on a lot of things, and things that I did, and things that probably shouldn't have did and said and everything, whatever. And the situation occurred where a person they provoked me, and I allowed them to get me to that point. And every day I'm learning. That's, you know what I'm saying. But it's certain things that you just can't let pass. You know what I'm saying. Especially when they putting it in such a negative emphasis on it. You know what I'm saying. So I had to let they wanted to poke at the tiger, so the tiger attacked. You continue to poke and poke, the tiger ain't always sleep. Sometimes that bitch just wait for the right time to attack. So I did attack, and afterwards I was just like, you know, my boyfriend talked to me or whatever. He was like, you ain't have to do all that. You know, you was right for what you said, but you didn't have to add that or say this the way that you said it. And I was like, you know what? Fuck him. I mean, I ain't worried about it. But then I sat there and was like, after I stepped away from the situation with him, I was like, you know what? You right. That's what I mean by reflection. Take some time to really think about what's going on. Think about the things that you did and things that you can change. For instance, like people, for another example, I had a time where, and somebody else may have a time too that's going on now, where I was lost. Like, I didn't know where I was going, what I was going to do. I really didn't like myself at one point, you know what I'm saying? And I had to learn to love myself. I had to reflect on the things and the reason why I feel the way that I did. I had to realize that just because I'm doing good in certain areas don't mean that I'm not causing some of my own shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what I was watching, but one day I was watching something on TV, and I'm always watching TV, always watching something like Yana Fix My Life or some documentary or whatever, something that I can learn from, something that pertains to me or can help me, or something that I can learn for my mental and keep my mental sharp. So I was watching some kind of self-help show. Or it was a movie. It could have been a movie because I be into movies, but this scene from this show or movie, it had somebody stand and maybe somebody seen it, but somebody they was going through some things, and they physically didn't like themselves. They mentally just was not there. And the person that they was talking to said stand in front of a mirror, naked. Strip yourself down to the barest minimum of what you are. That means no lashes, no nails, no fit, no fake, no wigs, no weaves, no braids, no nothing, no makeup, no nothing, no underwear, no nothing. Literally strip yourself down to everything. Now, if you got hair, that's one thing. If you got long legs, that's one thing. But most people don't. Strip yourself down completely in the mirror. Stand there and look at yourself. And in the scene, the person started, they did it with the person right there. And they started crying. And the reality of it was, once they took all of that materialistic stuff off and took all of that baggage shit they've been holding on to and all that emotional baggage shit down, they broke and finally seen themselves for who they was. Some of the shit that they did and some of the things that they seen about themselves were bad things. Some of the things that they seen they was happy about. But what the whole point is that when she's seeing herself in the mirror, it was like seeing herself in the mirror for the first time. Over again. You know what I'm saying? And saying that the facade that she had wasn't all good and cookies and cream as she thought it was. So I say that to say this: reflection is one of the biggest keys in life, where you have to take time to do so. It don't have to be every day, but sometimes I feel like personally, like when I have my alone time, or when my boyfriend's in the living room, or even when the dog's not around, because sometimes you can't even have no time to yourself for real with the dogs I got anyway. When I be alone for a moment and think about a lot of things, some of the things still get me down, but then I think about like, like, look how far you came. That's a part of my reflective journey or whatever. I just made that reflective journey. So if you hear that shit, that's my reflective journey. But like, I sit back and think about shit like that. Like, and I didn't even know for years. Like, I've been doing it every year since what? I'm gonna say 2006, when I started working at CVS back in 2006. Every year I had a habit of letting people go. December 31st, I had a habit of really just letting people go. I didn't give a fuck what you did or what you said anymore, or how I genuinely felt about, because I could have really cared about you, you know what I'm saying, and felt like we could have been long-time friends. But I realized that just because I want to keep somebody around doesn't mean they meant to be kept around. And I look back, and that's why I say that, because I had to sit there, and I sat there for like, sometimes at the end of the year, for like the beginning of December up until the 31st, just reflecting on people, things, habits. And when I say habits, I mean money habits, sexual habits, physical habits, health habits, any type of thing that's gonna pull me back or slow me down, and as far as like my goals and what I did do, you know what I'm saying, and what I need to do next year and all those things. And I come to notice that when I do that, a lot of things go away. When you get rid of people and certain habits after reflecting, especially if you reflected to a point where you know goddamn well that you ain't even gotta call this person and say, I don't wanna fuck with you no more, and you just cut them off to where you don't pick up the phone, you can't do none of that, then you know you truly reflected on and making them some positive changes in your life. And I've been doing that for years. Like, a lot of people ask me why I distance myself. It's not because I don't want to be around people. Because there's a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, I love want to be around. But I also know that certain energies and certain people don't always need to be around you. It don't matter if it's blood related or not. Because the person you see in the mirror, especially if it's a good mirror, is the person that you got to deal with all the time. Your energy you have to make sure your energy right, so things can happen in your life. You can't allow any and everybody around you. So the lesson of today will be just reflect. Like it'll be every day for real. That's what meditate. That's why a lot of people meditate. A lot of people think that meditation and certain spiritual practices are evil because somebody told them so. You know what I'm saying? It don't have nothing to do with what was really true tea or true word. It's because somebody told them so. You don't know what goes on into certain religions and spiritual practices, because you don't take the time to, because you believe everything is this, everything is that. You know what I'm saying? Every I will say this, and it is to be true. Every religion has a bad side to it, because there's always good and evil, and whatever. You have some good Christians that use the Bible for the right reason. Some good Christians use the Bible just justify why the fact they just killed somebody, or justify why the fact they raping kids and turning their daughters into their wives and all that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? You look at it like that, but reflect this year. Please, anybody watching this video, take the time before this year end. It could be right now. If you're in a situation where things seem to be bad, or things seem to be not happening the way you want to, sit down and reflect. And when I say reflect, you can mentally reflect, but sometimes it's good, like I do. I have a journal, or I take a piece of paper and write down things that's getting to me, and things that I can control, things I've been controlling, and that actually are within my control, not within the universes or God or Buddha or whoever else you may believe in control. And I actually set goals for myself, because reflection ain't just about thinking about the shit that's fucking you up and things that you can do better. It's actually putting the shit into practice. So do that. I definitely believe that even if you don't do it for things that you're trying to achieve, whatever, definitely do it for people. Because a lot of times you can't achieve shit because you ain't got rid of people. Period. I stopped myself. I had to pause for a little bit because I wanted to talk about the situation, but that's not a situation that I can put on the show, because it's not just me involved into it. It's a whole nother hoopla with that. But certain people, you definitely need to reflect on. Like, I reflect on everybody in my life. When I say everybody, I mean everybody. That mean co-workers, that mean family, that mean sisters, brothers, that mean the motherfucking neighbor next door. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I reflect, I be sitting there every day like, what the fuck can I do? Especially with these motherfuckers above my head. What can I do outside of what I am doing to make things better for me and that person? Because obviously they ain't having the best damn time either, because they don't have no respect for me that being under them. But definitely, people, I say this and I'm gonna say it again, reflect. Look your ass in the mirror like this and be like, bitch, what's tea? That's what you do. Be like, bitch, what's tea? That's what you gotta do. I'd say do exactly, especially if you're in a depressed state. For those that are in a depressed state, please do this. And it's gonna hurt like hell, but it's gonna hurt like hell so good that you're gonna release so much stuff. Do exactly what I did and what happened in that movie. Strip down to what is truly you. Now, if you got acrylics on or gels on, you can't do that. But just ball your fist up so you can't see that shit. And take everything off. Jewelry off, whatever. If you got tattoos, you can't do nothing about that. But take everything off. Wig, lashes, makeup, everything. And be down to bare. When I say naked, be motherfucking butterball naked like a baby coming out of a coochie at 12 o'clock at night. That's what you do. And you sit there and you be like, just look. I'm telling you, all you gotta do is look at yourself. Look at yourself. Eventually, some things, some positive, some thoughts can come into your head. You may start thinking that your body ugly. You may start thinking back to some real negative shit. And then sometimes you want to get back. You're going to start having thoughts of Or you can just say to yourself in the mirror. This is another thing you can do. Say to yourself, I'm powerful. I am in control of my life. You know, I love myself. Good things are going to happen for me. Success is coming for me. All those things, positive affirmations, because I guarantee you, it will change. It will change your life. I don't know why people call me, but it will change your life. God honest truth. It's not going to change it overnight. This is something that you got to do every day. As far as reflect, I feel like you got to do it every day, especially when you're depressed. But do it, even if it's like I said, every day for me. Because some way, shape, or form, I could be outside. I could be out going shopping, and I just had that moment where what I'm saying, I just zone out, and sometimes my boyfriend be like, "You good?" I be like, "Yeah, I'm good." But a lot of times because I'm in my head and I'm reflecting on things that's going on and things that I have control over, things I can't control or whatever. And that's a part of life. So please reflect. I don't give a fuck if you get one of these diva mirrors I call. This is my diva mirror. Would you buy one of these if I sold them? Would you buy one? If I actually took my time and made these, because I made this from scratch. This took about, I'm gonna just say roughly 10 hours. If you add a break or two in between, a break or 2 or 3 in between, because I ain't gonna lie, I had to eat. But it took about 10 hours, give or take. If I really just wanted to do it and not take no breaks, it probably I'd say about 7. But yeah, say get in the mirror, y'all. Love on yourself. Reflect on some things. Get you a piece of paper. Reflect on some things. Write down your goals. And trust me, things are going to change for the better. Let me go because somebody blowing up my goddamn phone. But definitely reflect because I understand. I totally do. I love you all, children of the Rainbow Corn, and I hope y'all love this episode of Reflections. Keep watching, keep sharing. Go. You can go to Loose Rap on Facebook, Loose Rap Show on Facebook and Instagram, and you will see the episodes of Reflections on there streaming. You also can go to, like I said, on YouTube. YouTube has a separate. I don't have a separate page for Loose Rapping for Reflections. Is all under the same category or title. Just go onto YouTube at Loose Rap Show or Loose Rap. It should be Loose Rap Show or Loose Rap. Reflections is only going to be, and I'm only doing Reflections for YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Reflections is a special show, and it's something that needs to be more direct. And you see my face, so you know that I'm serious. So Reflections is only, sorry, Anchor and all the other podcasts and the audio podcast network. Reflections is only going to be for YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So I thank you all. And if you have any suggestions or things that you would like to hear on Reflections, please go to Loose Rap Show LLC. Loose Rap LLC at gmail.com. That's Loose Rap LLC at gmail.com. Thank you so much. And remember to reflect.